Hinterkaifeck, a small, private farm in the German countryside. In the spring of 1922, it became the site of a chilling, unsolved mystery. For days, no one saw the Gruber family. No smoke from the chimney, no answered cries from the animals, just silence. The Grubers kept to themselves, even staying away from others, making their absence easy to miss at first. But as worry spread through the village, it became clear something was terribly wrong. When the truth came out, it was more horrifying than anyone could have imagined. 6 people, an entire family, were found dead. The story of Hinterkaifeck is more than a crime. It's a puzzle with missing pieces, strange clues and upsetting events. It's a story that forces us to question what we know about the quiet corners of the world. The terror didn't come from far away, it grew from the very ground of the farm. Let's step back to 1922, to a faraway German farm, where a family lived out their final days not knowing what was coming for them. The mystery begins not with the crime, but with the people and the strange events that hinted at the end. What was happening at that lonely farm before everything went silent? The answer, or what little we know of it, is where our story truly begins. This is Hinterkaifeck, a name now meaning fear and questions that have no answers. The silence that fell over the farm was not just emptiness, but a warning, and it's in that silence that our story starts. What really happened behind those closed doors? At the heart of Hinterkaifeck was the Gruber family. Andreas Gruber, strict and secretive, ran the farm with his wife Casilia, a religious but also private woman. Their daughter, Victoria Gabriel, whose husband had died, lived with them, carrying her own past troubles. The family's world was closed off, their lives controlled by the land and the seasons. Joining them was Maria Baumgartner, the new maid who arrived just hours before disaster struck. The maid before her had left, saying the house was haunted by strange noises and a creepy feeling. Maria didn't believe the stories, not knowing she was walking into a nightmare. This small private group lived a hard, simple life, one that should have been easy to predict. But something was tearing at their lives, and their routine was about to fall apart. Hinterkaifeck was on the edge of becoming one of Germany's most chilling unsolved crimes. Before the murders, Hinterkaifeck gave off warnings. Andreas Gruber noticed footprints in the snow leading to the house, but none leaving. The family heard footsteps in the attic at night. Andreas searched, but found nothing. A strange newspaper appeared on their porch, one no one had ordered. Then, a set of house keys disappeared, and scratches appeared on the toolshed lock. Someone was watching them, moving through their lives like a ghost. Despite these signs, Andreas never called the police. He told neighbours but didn't do anything. His stubbornness would lead to his death. The strange noises, missing keys and phantom footprints weren't random. They were the beginning, a careful plan by someone already inside the walls. The family's feeling of safety was disappearing, replaced by fear. The attacker was patient, waiting for the right moment to strike. The Grubers were not alone. The storm was about to break. Days of silence led villagers to Hinterkaifeck. Led by neighbour Lorenz Schlittenbauer, they searched the property. In the barn, they found the bodies of Andreas, Casilia, Victoria and Victoria's young daughter, each tricked and killed. The horror continued inside. The maid Maria and the youngest child were also dead. The murder weapon, a pickaxe, was found in the attic. What shocked investigators most, the killer had stayed on the farm. Animals were fed, food eaten, smoke seen from the chimney after the murders. The person who did it didn't run away. They lived among the dead for days. The crime was brutal, but the calm that followed was even more chilling. The killer disappeared as mysteriously as they arrived. Hinterkaifeck became a stage for a terrible killing and a mystery. The farm's silence was now forever. The question remained, who could do such a thing? The investigation was huge, but clues were few. Over 100 suspects were questioned. No one was ever charged. There were many ideas. Was it Lorenz Schlittenbauer, the neighbour with a complicated past? His behaviour was strange, but nothing could be proven. Some suspected Victoria's husband, rumoured to have died in the war, but perhaps returned for revenge. No proof supported this. Others blamed a travelling worker or a robber, but money was left untouched. The reason seemed personal, the crime too well planned for a random person passing through. Police looked into every possibility: former farmhands, relatives, villagers with grudges. Each clue went nowhere. The lack of modern science left investigators with only guesses. The killer committed the perfect crime, then disappeared. Hinterkaifeck's silence has never been broken. The ghosts of the Gruber family still ask, who did this to us?